Hello everybody, Dagmar Bryant, Mindset and Transformational Coach, coming to you today to talk about mindset and your body. We are all mind, body and spirit, and all of them are intertwined in each other. What we do to one will affect the other. So why am I talking to you about your body? First of all, let me say, I am not going to talk to you in this video about the things that you should and shouldn't eat. I will never tell you to stop eating chocolate or ice cream or chips or whatever it is that you happen to love. But the point of this video is about helping you to make conscious choices. Here in the UK, we have a program called Secrets of Your Supermarket. And I tell you what, it's been a little bit of an eye-opener for me. For example, one of the shows they had on a few weeks ago was talking about air in ice cream. Did you know that they put air into ice cream? And that's to give it more bounce, to make it fluffy, to add to the flavor. You might say, well, why put air in and what's the difference between some of the different brands? One of the things is that there is more air in the cheaper brands. Try it for yourself. Next time you're down the shop, go to the supermarket aisle and lift a package that looks the same as the next package. One is the expensive brand and one is the cheaper brand, and you'll see the difference in the weight. Food and our body is really important for looking at our mindset. There have been many studies on the effects of takeaway food on our body. For someone who consistently eats McDonald's all of the time, then you are going to find various conditions, whether they be heart disease, congested arteries, sluggishness, weight gain. And I'm not having a go at just McDonald's, it's fast food in general. If you're constantly eating fast food, junk food, then that's going to have a really negative effect on your body. More importantly, what that also does is has an effect on your mindset. And it does, after a while, make you feel a little bit low. You might feel effects of feeling negative. You might feel a little bit more lethargic. That all has an effect on the way that your mind wants to achieve your goals. You might find that you're sitting more on the couch because you just don't want to get up. And that's not actually a good thing. One of the things that I want to talk about is hidden sugars. Now, we try and be mindful, I would suggest most of you do, in the kind of food choices that you make. And you think that you're making healthy choices because it says on the label, healthy and natural and it's vegan and it's this and it's that. But have you actually checked the label on the back? Not that long ago, Glenn and I were living in the US, and I was astounded how much more of that fructose and glucose and corn syrup and all of that kind of stuff was regularly in everyday foods. Everyday foods like canned tomatoes. And I'm thinking to myself, what do canned tomatoes need to have sugar in them for? You wonder about why you might be gaining weight. It's because there's so many hidden sugars that you're not immediately made aware of. The perfect example is ice cream. I looked at some ice cream only last week down at the shop, and it had on the label, big packaging, gluten-free, vegan, healthy alternative. And then I looked at the back, and it had all these ingredients, all these sugar like fructose and cornstarch syrup and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, I don't want to buy this. You're proclaiming that it's supposed to be really good for you, but it's got all of these hidden sugars in it that are just going to make my waistline and yours expand exponentially. Do you see what I mean about our mindset affecting our body? Because it's when we make healthy choices that we actually feel better about ourselves. I don't believe that you have to cut every single thing out, but I do believe that you need to be mindful of what you're putting in here because it affects this and this. Some of you might say organic food and foods that are better for me are more expensive, and that's absolutely true in the most cases. But think about it this way. Not only are you helping your mindset by eating healthier ingredients, you are also giving your body energy and longer lasting energy. You're keeping your body healthier. Think about it this way. It might cost you extra to buy some better food, but what are you gaining? You're gaining a better quality of life. You're gaining a better mindset. You're getting a better sense of self and keeping yourself healthy for longer. If you continually eat junk food, the trade-off is going to be that you're going to have to spend more time at the doctor, more time having tests run when things go wrong, and spending more money on prescriptions. Let me think, what would I rather spend money on? Healthier food or prescriptions, and an unhealthy body? I know where my choice lies. But the extent of it is not just about our bodies and what we're ingesting. It's also about what we put on to our body. I remember quite a few years ago, this would be back in the early 2000s, I had just purchased a house. I was a single mother, 2 young girls, and there was a lot of stress on me. And I found that with my hair, I used to get a lot of dandruff, especially right near the front. And I was really alarmed by it because it seemed like that I could actually pull off some of the skin. You know what it's like when you have a sunburn and you can just pick some of that burnt dry skin off after a while. Sorry, I love doing that. But I was actually finding that I could do that with my hair. And I spoke to a few people and they said, oh, look, it's just stress. You're under a lot of stress. Well, lo and behold, what happened? One day I was drawn towards a different particular shampoo and it had no SLS, so no sodium lauryl sulfate, no parabens on it. Now you're talking about more than 20 years ago. And do you know what happened? All of a sudden, I used that shampoo for a few days and into a week, and all of a sudden, my hair was feeling so much better. My scalp was healing. No more dandruff, no more itchy head, no more flaky skin. What is it in the products that you're putting on yourself? What are we ingesting that can have an effect on our well-being? I can tell you that having the flaky skin on my head was really embarrassing and it didn't make me feel good because everyone just said, oh, you've got dandruff, you've got dandruff. But it wasn't dandruff. It was my body having a reaction to the sodium lauryl sulfate. I only ask you in today's video to think about what you're using in your body and on your body, because ultimately it does affect your confidence, your well-being, your state of mind, your mindset. Thanks for listening today. If you liked the video, love you to share, love you to comment. Tell me about the stories that you've encountered of food that you know that you can tell that there's ingredients in there that are not good for you, about products that you have used that have had a counter effect on you, or maybe just something to do with your overall well-being and the food or products, how they've affected you. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you again tomorrow.